Hey guys, welcome back. We're going to do Aliens, Predator, the Deadliest of Species, issue number 4 of 12. The last couple issues was a little bit hard for me to get through because of a lot of exposure and a little bit confusing storytelling, in my opinion. This clears it a little bit up, but not much. But we have at least some cool action, and it's steering in a direction, and that's something I like. It's not without problems, though. I'm going to highlight that. If you want to know what's going on, I reviewed 1 till 3 till now, and this is previously on, so you can read it if you are interested. You can pause the video. Without further ado, so we have Caryn punching basically a bodyguard, chief of. No, is it a bodyguard? No, she's chief of corporate security for Montcalm Delacroix. That's a company. She reports directly to governing board through my husband's son's Willem. Now, Caryn here is I want to say concubine, but that's not really it. She's more like I believe it genetically engineered woman, and a lot of people with high status have those kind of women. Mostly they marry them, or they have their uses, like physical pleasure, let's say that. But she's here breaking an entry and punching her in the face. And what's her name, by the way? Gizande. I'm not sure how you say that exactly. But she says, "Hey, what's the meaning of this?" Art looks great, by the way. In my opinion, it's really well done. Willem was right, Caryn. You have gone mad. So Willem is the son of her husband, and Willem wants to overthrow his father. Although it's not really clear how and why, but he has plans, and she doesn't know that, by the way. And she wants to know where the creature is. I fought in the jungle. What have you done with it? I thought you understood. Inasmuch as your kind is capable of understanding, the duel was a virtual reality scenario. It never happened, Caryn. Your creature doesn't exist. Then what the hell is this? A prop? And she is then now saying like, oh, well, I don't know what you're talking about. And she said, the guns makes me awfully nervous. That's the idea. Where did you get this? What matter is I have it, that and more. Answer my question. And then she's standing up. She said, what are you doing? Sit back down on the floor this instant. And he says, I don't want to hurt you, and I respect you for that. But look at yourself, Caryn. Look at the situation, holding a gun, making such threats. This isn't right. This isn't you. Where's the predator, Salazar? Answer, I'll shoot you. How, my dear? The gun is even cocked. But then wants to actually shoot her. Nothing happens. I'm certainly impressed. But it seems that the weapon is not loaded, and she's just trying it again. And they're having a fisticuff here, right? A fight. She doesn't have the full spectrum enhancements of a bodyguard or a strike trooper, but she's still far stronger and faster than any normal human. To me, though, she seems like moving in slow motion. And for her every attack, I have a counter. Now, my problem with this is this. Not so long ago, Caryn was just a trophy. That's the proper word in this comic. Because that's the word that they are using for these kind of women. And she was more like a damsel in distress, very emotional. And now she is all, I don't know, gung-ho and kicking ass. But she is also a little bit shocked by that, and so she's, punching the lights out. And she says, I finished the fight with a good old-fashioned roundhouse punch to the jaw. That actually hurts me as much as it does her. I never been in a fight before, not like this. Not that I can remember. I'm shaking as she falls. I can't believe I won. I expect her to leap up and go for my throat, but she doesn't stir. And she said, oh my God, my God, my God. I'm crying. I want to be sick. I want to be in my own bed with no thoughts in my head but how best to please my beloved Lucien. That's her husband, by the way. Anywhere but here, but doing anything but this. It shouldn't be possible. There's nothing in my training, nothing in my genetics, but it's happening nonetheless, just like in the jungle. So I'm assuming that her other persona, because that's where the story is hinted at, that she has another persona, and that is probably triggering this I don't know, this martial arts stuff that she's doing. But the transition from being a damsel in distress to this is a little bit too sudden, right? Uh, um, because she is perfectly accepting that this is happening now in this particular page. Although she just in this page she's just shaking and crying, and she is so she punching some buttons, and there's some kind of a hologram display, voice activated, very sophisticated. The icon represents the predator. The arrow points me in the right direction. But I can't go hunting dressed like this. Hunting? What do you mean hunting? You're a trophy wife. Why would you go hunting? That's the transition one I mean. So one moment she's all shaking up and now she wants to hunt that creature. It's a little bit, unbelievable, right? And if we saw the transition from scared to accepting and then becoming a badass, that would be more plausible instead of just a couple of seconds after she's mostly having a mental breakdown, sort of. Anyway, so basically she wants to take her clothes to do the job, right? Again, art looks fantastic. But then we go to Willem in the secret hideout, and he's been visited by a hologram, and he shows them that they have the predator in their possession, right? And he says, but why does it choose to abduct the trophy? Don't you know? A great deal of human knowledge of our history was lost when the aliens overrun the planet. We must make do with what remains. Why is it breathing so hard? Can you at least tell me that? So the whole breathing is because of, he's an alien, he has the mask on, and, so the oxygen in the air is, he can breathe, or it can breathe, but it has trouble. Anyway, he says, we want her. I also love the look of this guy, very flamboyant, very old-fashioned clothing line, although this is in the future with the big mutton chops and the gloves and the smoking and it's very cool. There's a great deal of attention being focused on the creature. Even my father's involved. Any precipitate action on our part could not only put the project in jeopardy, but our lives. I don't know what the project is, but we're probably going to find out. And he says, we must have her, Willem. Yeah, so it's a she, and especially if she's still fertile. But then he also talked about Gizande, or Gizant, I'm not sure how you say that correctly. And he says, well, she's my security, it's her function. So I'm not sure why he's mentioning his security officer. Maybe they have plans with her too, I'm not entirely sure. And like I said, look at this body language here. So he says, well, give it to me. If the creature's lost, who will miss her? If she's missed, who can find her? If she can be found, how long before she's forgotten? Arrangements will be made. You'll be notified when you're ready. But then he is also saying, well, know your place, and he says, well, of course, Senor, that goes without saying, Senor, your most humble and abject servant eagerly awaits your next call, Senor, and your next commands. Until then, dear boy, damn you, Kizan, where the hell are you when I need you the most? So I don't think Willem is a very bad guy, but I don't know, there's something wrong with him. Could be wrong, maybe he's going to be a true cool villain. But then, so these guys that, the security here comes in, and I believe he's from the security, and he says, hey, we got an Omega priority transshipment order from the class for the unclassified prisoner. And hey, what's with the lights? And so Caryn comes in, takes him out. Again, she's now all cool and warrior-like, hunting the creature. And she has this alien, how do you say, the rifle that Marines used in the Alien movies, right? And these guys recognize that. She says she could cut us in half with a hiccup. I couldn't have put it better myself. The technos don't know me, but they respect the weapon. They do as they're told. So she says, so you are real. And all the rest too, no doubt. This is yours. question is, who the hell are you? What do you want from me? And then it's talking about Ash Purnell. So Ash Purnell, I think, is the other persona in her. He says, can you tell me what it means? But then we switch to another security group that are, I believe, friends with Caryn, wants to find her because, I don't know, they're breaking and entering. I'm not sure why they're punching her way into this room. Maybe because they find out that Caryn is gone, and maybe they couldn't get a signal from what's her name? Sorry, I forgot the names. Gesant. And she's lying there half naked. The bloody gen engineered bitch. By all that is holy, I have her heart. Don't you just hate it when they love you and leave you? Go to hell, Dimitri. Security General, a chief. He says, I love the color difference, right? From, normal colors here and then different colors in the background. It highlights a lot of things, pops. So your eyes will go here instead of here. So she's ordering to find Caryn Delacroix. He says, are you receiving me down here? Have you gone as deaf as well as witless? What the hell are you staring at? Nothing, man. Nothing at all. Anyway, tell him I'm on my way. Shiro and De Medici, you coming with me. Move, people, like you got a bloody purpose. All right. Meanwhile, Caryn's getting attacked, but the alien gets free and, grabs this creature and throws him into this panel. Back is broken. And again, coloring changes because of the arm goes off, and this creature is murdering people left and right. And it says, who are you? Well, I'm not sure if that's actually the creature is saying, because it mimics voices, right? And she says, I don't know. Always the same question. Always, it seems, the wrong answer. So the Predator grabs her while we see this alien dropship, like in the Alien movies. And the security team is looking for her, right? And she's talking to another security group, says, find her. But things go wrong. Look at this lighting effect. Looks great. So I tried to stop this. Yellow warning. Do something. Blood on her face. Really well done. But I'm a little bit more than a doll in its hands. Even armed and armored troopers aren't much better. Damn you. Why you have to kill them? We're on a job here. This is serious. And throws the grenades onto this dropship. But then Salazar woman comes here. I mean, that's probably her last name. Shoots, but then the grenades are, exploding and takes the dropship with them. But then the wall's buckling and the catwalk is, breaking in two. Hang on, I'm coming. Maria, anchor me so I can reach. Drop the rifle, woman. Take my hand. I got a clear shot. And she hits the Predator. The Predator falls down, right? But then, because of the explosion, fire is going up, and she is on fire. And she says, Shira, I'm burning. I'm burning. Use your jacket, Maria. Smother the flames. Clear me some room so I can get her away from the edge. I loved also more lighting effects. Great shadows. Shadows well drawn. Immersion, I like that. The flames are starting to cook the catwalk. Is she alive? She's a fighter like you. So he's shouting to other people on the med bay to get a trauma team here. So Maria is shooting at the alien, hitting him, right? I hear Maria calling on me to get away. The Predator glares at me like a friend betrayed. It is horribly wounded. The foil gleams with its emerald blood, but it refuses to surrender. And Critter ain't taking the hand, Tommy. I got no choice but to drill it. Whatever, do it fast. And then Caryn comes in and says, no, leave it alone. We got a problem. The woman's demented. Only way to finish the critters to drop her first. Damn it, she says. Well, they didn't shoot. Anyway, later, the husband of Caryn comes in, the big boss that hired them, and he says, where is my wife? Well, she takes a shuttle and gets out, and while the other ones are trying to bring the fire under control. He says, you were lucky because of, minor burning. How about Chief Salazar? Trauma team still working, so she's alive. Whether that's a blessing or a curse. If you will excuse us, Doctor. Now I'll ask you two questions. A question. So Maria says, the creature we find with your wife in Honduras escaped from the Mad Lab. Somewhere along the way, Caryn decided to help. That was them in a shuttle that just blew out of here. You want them back? Put a tag on the vehicle and on some interceptors on its tail. You heard her. Right away, sir. But then, I'm afraid the news isn't good, sir, about Chief Salazar. You didn't do her any favor, miss, by saving her. We're Strike Force Rangers, pal. We bring our people home. I like this, a little bit of loyalty, because not long ago they are just, two people, minding their own business, sort of. And but now they're being hired. They are, have some loyalty to the company. I like that. You have been kinder to let her fall into the flames. She's burned inside and out, beyond our ability to help. All you have done is prolong her agony. Do your best, Doctor. That is all I require of anyone. Well, she doesn't look really burnt, but, maybe from the inside. Who knows? Anyway, so the guy comes back and says, Seigneur, radar tracking lost a target in a ground clutter. The pursuit flight never achieved a solid intercept. The Exotic did this? Not hardly, says Maria. Gizani and I put both rounds into its chest. If it wasn't enough, it's the wrong size for the shuttle cockpit. I could have handled the controls well enough to fly, but not to execute the kind of maneuvers necessary to lose your interceptors. Only one on the candidates, Seigneur. Don't be absurd. Your analyst is faulty, Colonel. Caryn can't fly. There must be some other explanation. If you say so. Anyway, so this guy's been fed up. I want my wife back, Major, alive and whole. The creature as well, if that can be managed, but Caryn's return is absolute priority. So I believe this guy's really in love with her, right? And so basically, don't come back if you didn't find her. I'll take it to her. We don't have a choice. Everyone has a choice, Major. The trick is making the right one. Yeah. Some political intrigue here, maybe. So they go, these two women. You can call it that. She's genetically engineered and she's an alien. Go to Cape Canaveral, right? I bandaged the Predator as best as I could using the shuttle medikit. It's a miracle she's still alive. Judging from the fresh bloodstains, though, she won't be much longer. She can barely stand. She needs me more than ever. But once we are aboard her ship, and how do I know so instantly and instinctively? That's what it is. What then? Only one way to find out. So she goes with the Predator. That leads us to the next issue. This was way better. So this is going into a direction that I like a little bit more. The art is stunning, by the way. Just look at this with the hair. Nice colors, by the way, with the deep red and the blues. Very well done. This was a good issue. Still a little bit confusing, about her transition from she's not really a concubine, but you know what I mean, right? From a trophy wife to I don't know, a soldier, if you will, kicking ass. It's a little bit, I don't know, it goes a little bit too quickly, but, minor gripes. Overall, fun comic. We're going to see how it ends. Well, it takes a while to go to issue 12. Guys, stick around. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about it. See you next time. Bye-bye.